In this vlog, I'll be sharing with you 4 tips for creating easy, budget-friendly wall art. The best place to begin is by identifying objects that are meaningful to you. In the past, I would literally copy things off of Pinterest, and it felt like what it was, someone else's style in my home. So I began to think about and identify the things that were really important to me. And once I did that, I found my own style. You can see in the before and after that they're actually quite different. The first being something I copied off of Pinterest, and the second photo being an image of what my home looks like with the things that I love. The next tip is to reuse and repurpose items that you already have. So here I reused a basket tray that had broken. If you've seen my design tips for small spaces, you'll recall me emphasizing to reuse, and repurpose those things that are already in your home. So I reused this broken basket as a plate frame. I really love this plate. It's hand painted from Turkey, but I wanted something to help make it pop, especially against this really kind of plain cream wall that I did not want to have to paint. And you really don't even notice the broken pieces. I mean, of course, here when I zoom in, you do, but just put together on the wall with the plate, it's definitely not going to dry your eye. I nailed the basket onto the wall, and then I popped a plate holder on top and screwed that into the wall, and voila, you have this fabulous, bold piece of wall art that really didn't require much. As far as cost, the basket I don't recall, but I do get most things at TJ Maxx, Ross, Home Goods, so I'm gonna say it was definitely under $20. Now the plate itself was a little bit pricier, around $75, but of course you could find a beautiful plate anywhere for much lower cost. My next step is to frame up and double up. So framing up means taking a small item such as this booklet of stamps and putting it into a much larger frame for impact, and then doubling that with the skate deck above it creates an even larger presence on the wall. On the top is a skateboard with a Pacific Northwest coastalish design, which I'm from the Pacific Northwest, so I really love seeing things that are familiar and remind me of home. My brother is actually a skateboarder, so it always reminds me of him. I went on Etsy and found this really cool skateboard holder. It just had one screw, I think 1 or 2 screws, so it was really easy to put into the wall, and it definitely looks like a piece of art. It really is a piece of art. Another example of doubling up is here, where I took a painting that I did, cut it in half, framed it in 2 identical frames, and all I did was flip one of the matting pieces upside down. The frames were $16.99 at Home Goods, so it's a really great price. Here you can see me at our Turkish festival, the first one that we took our son to, and I'm creating the piece utilizing Turkish marbling style Umbra. And I had always wanted to do this, and because it was, our son's first festival with us, it was even more special, and I was just really excited to be able to frame it in a way that kind of did it justice, because afterwards it just looked like this crinkled marbled piece of paper that was sitting on my desk forever. So getting it up in that frame and having it on the wall, it's just really nice to kind of have that memory every time I walk into my office. The last one is to choose unique shapes. So I love these Umbra frames. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but they always have really unique ones. This is the Wishbone frame. I actually have a couple of them, and this one right here is one of their wall mount frames, and I had these little paintings that my grandmother had given me. I didn't know what to do with them or how to frame them, but this frame was perfect. It looks like something you'd see in an art gallery. I hope that this video was helpful. I would love to hear some of your tips and ideas for easy wall decor, and I will make sure to link the items in the description.